Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again, and I'm here because I love you. I'm here because I need to be here. I want to thank you for being here as well, and it is our being together that's going to benefit us all. Listen, I want to remind some of you who probably have known and have forgotten, and I want to introduce to many of you a statement about reality from this perspective. We are standing on an earth, and when I say standing, I mean we're housed. All the things that we know, understand, is basically here on this earth. Now, I believe that all of us agree that humankind had nothing to do with the creation of this earth. And 99% of us don't believe is the result of a big bang. Now, we put that power in another hand that we have been taught for one reason or another to believe that it is God. And many of us have been challenged with the question, well, if God created this, who created God and where did God come from? And to that, I would answer it like this. You're going to have to get that answer from somebody else. I don't know. And I don't know anybody that does. So that tells me it's not our business to know. There are many things that we don't know. There are many things that we have not known, but when it became our business to know, we learned. All right? Now here we are on this earth. Yes, we didn't make ourselves. I agree that whoever made us designed the process in such a way that we played a major role in it. But initially, that thing happened without me, without my kind. And it happened because we're all here. Now I say, and I have to say this, if there is a God that is magnificent enough, I mean truly magnificent enough, to create this earth, where all of the things that takes place on this earth take place. It rains, it sleets, it snows, plants grow, birds fly, you name it. All kinds of things happen. And nobody's complaining as far as I can see. But is able to do that harmoniously. Then even down to the process of the way our bodies work. How they work. The various systems within this one body doing its thing to make sure that this body is able to do what it is represented to do. Wow. Now, having that much love and compassion for sticking to the same thing, why is it that there's such a big problem when it comes down to human beings? Why is it that there's such a big problem when it comes down to human beings? Perhaps it's because human beings got choice and other things don't. They just fold naturally. Well, the choice has been given to individuals that same basic principle that allowed for the existence of the earth and all the systems that has nothing to do with man to operate the way they were designed to operate, that there is part of the choice that man has. Man has that same choice to continue on down that path. But the difference between man and other things, that man don't have to. Man can do what man can do. But at the same time, you will be able to make a distinction between what man can do compared to what God can do. Because what God does is beautiful, and what man does is corrupt. Now, what do I mean by that, ladies and gentlemen, when I say that? I'm saying that how many of you knew that God made sure that all of the resources that would be needed here on this earth, that you could use, that it would be required of you to use so that you could maintain your survival? made sure that all of the resources would be here. Not only that, made sure that the careers that would be available, the jobs, the interests that people would have would be focused on certain things, and those areas that they would be focused on would be made available to them where they are supposed to be. Now just think about how that works. All of a sudden, you're here. You want to survive. And all the things for your survival is here. And for some strange reason, each of us got something inside of us that we desire to do. Something that we want to do more than anything else on the face of the earth. We want to do this. And then we are born, we live, we grow up, and now we know what we want to do. We are qualified, we got the education, we qualified, and we can do it. And as we do it, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing it in such a magnitude, because everybody on the earth requires it. So if everybody on earth requires it, everybody put a hand in it and making sure that it's available. And since it's the master's will that does all that wonderful stuff, they fix it up so what we want to do is the thing that gives us our greatest joy. The thing that we want to do is the thing that gives us our greatest joy. So to do it is our greatest joy. And in the process of doing it, we're creating so much that there will never be a person without food, clothing, and shelter. Never, ever, to its finest degree. Never a person, human being, would be absent education, unlimited and unrestricted. Health care from the womb to the tomb. Because we put our hands in it and completed that puzzle and made it real through our actions. And that's what we are doing. We're living what we dream. Golly, we are living what we dream. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm reminding some of you never heard that, but that's the design for peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and the fulfillment of dreams. That's the basic principle plan outlined to you just in that little small analogy right there. But let me tell you something. Somewhere you heard that there was in the beginning there was a man and a woman called Adam and Eve in a place called the Garden of Eden. And that there was some snake that came there. You heard that? Now I know that's a hard, complicated thing for you to try to digest in that brain of yours. How in the world could something like that happen? Well, see, that was a statement for that time. What you want, what you need, what is required is a statement of that for our times. Say it in such a way that you can see it. Say it in such a way that you can understand it. Say it in such a way that it's easy for you to make a choice about which way to go. So let me say it to you this way. That snake that they're talking about in the garden, yeah, well, in our time, that snake would be Donald Trump, President of the United States of America. He would walk on the scene and decide to divide the people in their heavenly nest. He would tell those people that some of them are better than others. Tell them that they deserve more than others. Tell them that he is the smartest man on earth. Tell them that there's nobody richer. Nobody got a bigger brain. Nobody can think. That's what he tells them. And then he tried to convince them even more by perhaps their color plays a role in making them better. Their texture of their hair plays a role in what makes them better. The shape of their lips, the color of their eyes is the thing that makes them better. But now, when you look at that, even if you accept that, if everybody is cool in their way of living, something is still wrong. The thing that makes God so fantastic is God meets every need. Now, this snake in the garden, this Donald Trump, can't meet no every need. But he can lie about them. And some things he can even try to prove. For instance, through God's system, nobody comes up short. Everybody's living as if they're in heaven. That's you. God's plan. Everybody say they want to go to heaven. Well, why don't you create it right here? Nah, something wrong. Well, yes, there's something wrong. So here you are. Got this opportunity. If God does everything for you, that means that the snake got to make you think that he's doing everything for you, but not just everything. He's doing more for you by choosing his system than he does, than you got in the other system. And so when he come up with, he finds some way to lie and cheat and steal and kill and take all the resources of the earth and claim it as their own. And then they want to institute a means of getting these resources that for your survival, you got to get money because they put a price tag on everything. You can't eat unless you got some money. Somebody got to pay. Taylor, see you later. Somebody got to pay. Plain and simple. Everything. To sleep, somebody got to pay some money. To put some clothes on, somebody got to pay some money. To go to school, somebody got to pay some money. To go to the doctor, somebody got to pay some money. Or go into debt if they can trust it. If they got you bound enough to know that it's possible that you might be able to pay this debt, but some money got to come from somewhere. And so now whoever controls the money controls the people. You don't have to go through all those stuff like, give me control of the money, I care not who makes the laws. That's what I'm saying. Who got the money, control the people. Because without the money, according to this system, you cannot survive. And everybody want to survive. So some people might go a long way. But whoever holds that money knows that one way or another, they put you on the battlefield to kill or be killed, or kill and be killed, those who control the money. What else can you do? Everybody want to survive, and the power of money can put you out there to kill and be killed. Or living in a system where the power of money and the lack thereof will cause you to lie, cheat, steal, commit crime, all kinds of things that's being created by the system that you live under, by that liar. And as problems create that they have created and blaming it on somebody else, and then build jails and prisons and talk about these are solutions, but the problems keep on rolling on. You don't have enough prisons. You don't have enough jails. But you don't want to change. You just want to stick on because you don't know the story on this side of the line. Somebody say, well, if the story is true, how do I jump from one side to the other? Well, you just have to change your mind. I can tell you this. You can't play it. If you play it, you're going nowhere. And God forbid that you play it because you cause a bigger problem to those who really don't know. You over there playing a game. Don't know what the hell you're doing, but you're turning other people away from God. But those of you who say you know God, I'm saying something I shouldn't have to say. But if you did know God, nobody would have to wonder if you do, because you'd be doing God's business. And where God does business, the whole world sees it. And the whole world will respond. They might try to kill you, or they might kill you. They're making a difference, but God has done his thing. Because you got to wake up. I can't change the society for you. I can tell you exactly what you can do. And that's listen to the spirit of the power you can't see, can't touch, and can't feel. But make sure that what you do go forward, because your love and compassion is beyond yourself. It's from one end of the earth to the other. And you don't bow to no man except the spirit that says go forward and look out for your brothers and sisters as you would look out for yourself. And there's no shame in your game. Woo. And I guarantee you, heaven, that means that you got the joy doing your career. All of the things for survival are met. Your infrastructure, your cities, your towns, your highways, your byways, your forests, my deserts, is so magnificently recognized by the wonderful people who pass through them, knowing that it is you that took care of it. All over the globe, beginning right here, Somebody say, well, if we change right here, that doesn't mean the people outside. Well, we don't worry about that. You yourself don't worry about if all of Americans are going to change. You're concerned about one person, and that's you. You change. If you don't change, don't you ever point your finger at another soul saying that they haven't changed. And let your change be obvious. Don't let your change be something just in your mind. Let your change be obvious. And I'm not talking about conforming to somebody else's explanation. I'm talking about let it be obvious in that it is you. And there's no shame in your game. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I want to kind of pause there. I really had another message that I wanted to bring to you. I've been taking some notes on it, and I was outside doing something, taking care of the dog, and this crossed my mind, and I just figured I just wanted to share it with you so you can have an understanding of what was going on in life. Beginning out there in that garden when that snake out there in that garden started splitting people up. That snake in the White House is trying to split us up, half split us up. You got people saying that they'd rather be with the Russians than to be with other Americans because they don't think like you. So all that the Russians think about, you'd rather think about that. Well, you obviously already thinking about that. That's why you're following Trump. All of those powers who do things like that, that can force people to conform to their oppression, but they do it because they want to survive. Those people are following Satan. They are following the principles of the devil. Now, I'm not trying to send them to hell. It is my understanding that even those corrupt individuals will one day wake up. But at the same time, I'm trying to tell you where you're at. So you can conform continuously or, well, renew your mind by renewing your spirit, by renewing your heart. And I'm talking about you can start from the beginning if you want to say, Lord, how do I do this? Start caring. How do I care when I don't know nothing about it? Then put yourself in their shoes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you again. I'm going to leave it here, and this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.